Welcome gamers! Today we are pushing the absolute boundaries of mobile emulation with the powerhouse Snapdragon 8 Elite. This chipset is a true beast, but the real magic happens when we pair it with the latest Turnip Driver optimizations. We are diving into a diverse gauntlet of titles on the GameHub Emulator to see how this next-gen hardware handles everything from massive open worlds to intense shooters. Most of these tests rely on the efficiency of Turnip to squeeze out every bit of GPU performance. As always, if you want to see the full gameplay and the specific driver configurations for these results, make sure to check the link in the pinned comment below. Let's get into the benchmarks. Resident Evil Requiem brings a terrifying atmosphere and survival horror depth to your device. On the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the frame rate fluctuates between 40 and 50 FPS. To reach peak performance with the Turnip Driver, experimenting with your custom rendering settings within GameHub is highly recommended. Battlefield V offers intense, large-scale World War II combat with impressive visual fidelity. This chipset handles the action smoothly using Turnip, with frames ranging from 50 to 60 FPS. Finding a personalized balance in your emulator configuration will help maintain this level of fluidity during explosive battles. Gears of War, Judgement delivers fast-paced, cover-based shooting through a gritty prequel campaign. Running on this hardware with Turnip optimization, performance typically hovers between 20 and 30 FPS. Be sure to fine-tune your internal resolution and container presets to get the most responsive feel possible. Need for Speed Heat takes you to the neon-soaked streets of Palm City for high-stakes racing. Performance on this processor via Turnip averages between 30 and 40 FPS. To ensure the fast-paced drifts and police chases remain consistent, try adjusting your graphical profiles for a more optimized experience. Project Gotham Racing 4 is a classic title that blends style with speed, but it proves demanding on the Xbox 360 layer. This silicon ranges between 15 and 20 FPS using Turnip drivers. Extensive tweaking of your system variables is essential here to try and push the performance higher in this emulated environment. Peak 2025 offers a modern and visually striking experience that takes full advantage of mobile power. This chipset breezes through the game with Turnip, reaching an impressive 60 to 90 FPS. To fully enjoy such high frame rates, don't forget to check your display's refresh rate settings within the GameHub menu. Gears of War 2 continues the brutal war against the Locust with iconic cinematic set pieces. Performance on this hardware stays around 30 FPS via the Turnip Driver. Optimizing your GPU rendering and shader cache will help keep the legendary chainsaw combat looking as smooth as the translation layer allows. Assassin's Creed Mirage returns to the franchise's stealth roots in the dense streets of Baghdad. The silicon finds the engine quite taxing even with Turnip, averaging between 15 and 20 FPS. Lowering your internal resolution scale is a necessary step to help the hardware manage the complex urban environment. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts features unique vehicle building mechanics, but struggles with emulation overhead. On the Xbox 360 layer with Turnip, this processor fluctuates between 10 and 20 FPS. Experimenting with different driver versions might help stabilize the performance for this technical challenge. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a high-fidelity survival horror title that pushes mobile boundaries. This chipset maintains roughly 10 to 20 FPS in GameHub using Turnip to help the hardware cope with the heavy assets. Finding a specific low-end configuration is crucial for anyone looking to test this modern remake. Battlefield 1 captures the scale and atmosphere of the Great War with incredible detail. Performance on this hardware with Turnip is impressive, ranging between 50 and 60 FPS. Tweak your memory allocation and driver settings to ensure the chaotic front lines remain fluid and visually consistent. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain offers tactical espionage in a massive open world. This silicon delivers fantastic performance with Turnip, averaging a smooth 60 FPS. To maintain this high-speed response during intense infiltration, be sure to optimize your rendering presets within the configuration. Elden Ring brings a vast, challenging open world that is notoriously difficult to emulate. Performance on this processor with Turnip hovers between 15 and 20 FPS to get the best out of the hardware in the lands between. Adjusting your DXVK and Box 64 settings is highly recommended for better stability. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order features cinematic lightsaber combat and expansive planetary exploration. This hardware handles the force-driven action well with Turnip, ranging from 30 to 40 FPS. Finding the right internal settings will help keep the parrying and platforming feel responsive and fluid. Ghostwire Tokyo presents a hauntingly beautiful vision of a supernatural metropolis. Performance on the Snapdragon 8 Elite averages between 15 and 20 FPS. Fine-tuning your graphical detail and resolution presets is key to helping the system process the complex neon lighting and spirit effects on this specific setup. That concludes our performance run for the Snapdragon 8 Elite. It is clear that this chipset is a complete beast, and when combined with the latest Turnip Driver optimizations, we are seeing mobile emulation reach heights we never thought possible. From the fluid combat in Metal Gear Solid 5 to the massive scale of Battlefield 1, the GameHub ecosystem is evolving rapidly. For those interested in the exact driver versions and container settings that made these results possible, make sure to visit the link in the pinned comment for the full gameplay. Which performance results surprised you the most today? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to VanZee Gaming for more. Catch you in the next one.